In the beginning, when the earth was first made, it was covered all over with water, except for one small island. The island was at the top of a high mountain. This was the Blue Mountain, called Cherokee in the Cherokee country. Everyone lived together on this mountaintop island. The human beings and all the animals lived in harmony. In those days, they could understand one another's speech, for this was before the humans broke the harmony. It was a good place to live. Sure, the island was small, but it was what everyone knew and was used to. All were content until there came to be more of them than that small bit of land could support. As they noticed they were getting crowded, a general council of all the people, both humans and animals, was called. The question was asked, "What can we do?" The only answer was given, "We can pray. All we can do is pray and ask that the grandfather above to please give us some more land." So all the people prayed, and the Creator answered, "Oh, my precious children, there is nothing I enjoy so much as giving good gifts to my children. But if I do everything for you without asking you to help in any way, how will you ever learn any responsibility? I really want to teach you some responsibility. Here's what I will do. If one of you will swim to the bottom of the ocean and bring up some mud, just a little bit of mud, I will take that mud, that little bit of mud, and make a whole great land of it." So a plan was made, but who will go? All the people, animals, and humans began to look at one another. Someone asked, "Who will go? Who will get the mud?" A slow, deep voice answered, "I will go. I will get the mud." It was Grandmother Turtle. "Grandma Turtle, you can't go," they said. "You're too old and slow. We don't know what it's like down there. We don't know how deep it is." "I will go," quacked the duck. "Now that's more like it," they said. "You're a good swimmer. Duck, you can go. You can do it." Duck paddled out into the ocean and dived, but he popped right back up to the surface. Duck dived again and again and again, but it was the same thing happening each time. Well, you know how ducks are. They dive well, but they float much better. Duck paddled back to shore, shook the water off his tail and said, "I can't dive that deep. I float too well." The question was asked again, "Who will go? Who will get the mud?" Grandmother Turtle said, "I will go. I will get the mud." "Grandma Turtle," they said, "we settled for that before. You can't go. You're too old. So who will go? Who will get the mud?" "Hey, Otter, how about you?" "What?" said Otter. "How about you going to get the mud?" "Mud? What mud?" See, Otter was too busy playing. He hadn't paid any attention at all. "The mud we need so Creator can make more land." "Oh, sure," said Otter, and he slid off into the water and was gone a good long while. When he came back, he had a fish in his mouth, but no mud. Without a word to anyone, Otter climbed up onto the beach and began munching on the fish. Everyone was watching him, but Otter paid them no mind, just kept eating his fish. "Hey, Otter," somebody yelled. "What?" Otter said. "Where's the mud?" "Mud? What mud?" Otter asked. "Oh, the mud. Well, I left here to go and get it, then I started playing, then I caught this fish. Then I forgot all about the, whatever it was I was supposed to get." They were nearly all at their wits' ends. "Who will go?" they asked. "Who will get the mud?" Grandmother Turtle said again, "I will go. I will get the mud." No one even paid any attention to her. "Who will go? Who will get the mud?" "I will go," said Beaver. "I will get the mud. I do not play, and I do not eat fish." For this is true, because Beaver is an herbivore. Resolutely, as Beaver was, he swam out into the ocean. He took a deep, deep breath and dived. Wow! Beaver was gone a long time. Some of the people watching and waiting were holding their breath in sympathy, but none seemed able to hold it that long. Finally, Beaver popped up to the surface, gasping for air. He swam to shore and climbed up on the beach, shaking his head. "It's too deep." Beaver said, "I don't know how deep it is. I never reached the bottom." Everyone was in deep despair. Beaver was the last best hope. How would they ever get mud? Maybe there would never be anything but the little mountaintop island. Who will go? They asked. Who will get the mud? A slow, deep voice answered. I will go. I will get the mud. You can't, Grandmother Turtle. You're too. I will go. I will get the mud. There were no other volunteers, so they let Grandmother Turtle go. She slowly paddled her way out onto the surface of the ocean. As everybody watched, she took a slow, deep breath, then another, and another, and another. She took 3 more breaths and disappeared beneath the water. They waited a long time. Grandmother Turtle was gone much longer than duck or otter or even beaver had been. She was gone all that day and the next, and the next, and the next. They put a sentry up on the top of the mountain. Finally, on the 7th day, the sentry called out, I think I see something coming up. Yes, yes, something's rising in the water. Could it be? Could it be? Yes, it's Grandma Turtle. Sure enough, Grandma Turtle rose to the surface of the ocean, and there she lay, not moving, with her legs, her tail, her head all hanging down. Grandma Turtle was dead. Quietly, reverently, duck, otter, and beaver swam out and drew Grandma Turtle's body to the shore. They pulled her up on the beach as all the people, humans and animals, gathered sadly around. And what's this? There, under her front feet, under her claws, they found mud. Someone took the mud, that little bit of mud from under Grandma's turtle's front claws, rolled it in a ball, and lifted it up towards the sky. The Creator took that mud, that little bit of mud, and cast it out, making the whole great land that many nations now call Turtle Island.